All right, live from Portland, Oregon, here with Joe Brockmeier. Joe, how are you?
Good. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, sure. So first you can say a little bit about what you do. I know you're at Red Hat.
I am at Red Hat, so I work in the Open Source and Standards team, and currently I manage the community team inside the Open Source and Standards team. And we have people who work on we have 2 designers, and then we have several people who work with upstream communities like RDO, Overt, Gluster, and that sort of thing.
Cool. And so you've got 3 distros, right, in an overall Red Hat, let's just say, portfolio. You've got Red Hat, you've got Fedora, and you guys picked up CentOS. How do those all work together?
Those work together by sharing information. We have a lot of people who are working between CentOS and Fedora on different projects. And then we have some things, we haven't tried to force, say, CentOS and Fedora together. They're very different communities. I mean, CentOS takes RHEL and rebuilds it, right? And so there it's sort of one end of the chain, and then Fedora is where the new exciting stuff happens and where we start experimenting and working with new technologies so that we can ship them to people, and we see what works and what doesn't work, we refine things, and eventually, if they are suitable for the enterprise customers, pull them into RHEL. So that's how they kind of work together. And then obviously CentOS is a consumer of the work that starts in Fedora, flows into RHEL, and then comes out to the CentOS community.
Oh, very cool. Nice value chain there.
Yeah.
So the other thing you were talking about to me before this was Atomic. Can you tell us what that is and what you're doing with it?
Yeah, so Project Atomic is sort of an umbrella upstream for all of the work that we're doing around containers, which it's a little bit unusual in terms of open source projects, because usually you have a mapping of Fedora produces the Fedora distribution, or RDO produces they repackage OpenStack, so it's easily consumable on top of CentOS. Atomic, we're actually not trying to produce our own distribution. We're working with CentOS and Fedora, and RHEL also consumes this work, to produce a minimal host for running Docker containers with the orchestration tools like Kubernetes to manage those containers. We're also doing work on developer tooling and ways to ship containers. We've got a spec called Nulecule, which is basically how do you ship a multi-container application with its orchestration information.
Cool. And so what do you see as the future going forward over the next year, say for Project Atomic?
Well, I think the next year is really going to be about continuing to work on upstream technologies and to refine our developer tools and refine the work that we're doing with CentOS and Fedora to ship Atomic hosts. I mean, I think that's really going to be, on the community side, the big picture for us for the next year. We've seen Docker and Kubernetes evolve very rapidly, and I think they're finally starting, I don't want to say they're slowing down, but they're maturing. So they're a little more consumable and it's a little less like, well, Kubernetes used to work like this last week, but now it works like this week. I think we've achieved some stability, and we can start refining tools around that.
Awesome. Joe Brockmeier, thank you so much.
Thank you.